What's going on, YouTube? We are back again with another video. Today we're going to be listening to Roddy Ricch's new album. Please excuse me for being antisocial. Now, I wasn't going to do a reaction to this video, but a lot of you guys asked me to do it. So, as it has always been with this channel, you want it, you got it. If you want to make suggestions, if you want to get in touch with me so that your suggestions and your opinions are heard, follow me on social media, hit me up there. You can also always hit me up in the comments section. I'm very active at replying to people there. And make sure you do so now while the channel is still relatively small, because once I have 3 bajillion subscribers, I'm not going to be able to keep up with you guys in the comment section. So be sure to do all that now. And you can say you were here before being a fan of my content or whatever was cool. I don't know if it will ever be cool, but sure. We're going to get into this video. I'm not going to waste too much of your time, especially because I'm not very familiar with Roddy Ricch as an artist. I'm not very familiar with his music. I hope that I am pleasantly surprised by this project. I saw a lot of people saying a lot of good things about this, so I'm sure it's going to be dope. And I'm just excited to hear some new music. I know that you guys are excited to see me enjoy some new music. So with that being said, support the channel, like the video, follow me on my social media, subscribe, become a patron, get access to exclusive things like the Discord server, exclusive live streams, free merch, beat leases, and what else? There's another, oh yeah, and promotion for your music, your brand, or whatever it is that you would like me to promote. Of course, the different benefits go to different tiers. You can check all of that out on the website. It's in the description. Thank you so much for bearing with me for the introduction. And we're going to get into the intro of the project now. Let's get to it.
Streets became a millionaire. I know niggas started in the trap and they still there. Remember I was my 4-5. I ain't got no time. Remember Pappy had to make, he had to stop saying, yeah. I get the load of bag, I'm fucking up years. And go get the birdie, give me net. Flooding my wrist is wet.
All right, so the lyricism on the first part of the track was really dope, talking about some of the struggles that he's facing, some of the struggles that he came up with, you know, that he grew up around, seeing people that are still stuck in the trap, having family members that are in prison, things like that. Really dope introduction, very emotional with the strings and the keys, very beautiful. When the beat dropped, it was absolutely fantastic. I love that bass. I love how the pianos got more choppy. There was a very arpeggiated synth that came in that was really great too. But his lyricism took a turn for the worst, man. He started using some really corny lines, I think. And so, you know, the good with the bad, taken with a grain of salt. I think the introduction was okay, though. You know, the lyrics towards the second half weren't terrible. Definitely not a deal breaker, and it's still a pretty dope song. Next track is The Box. You don't say that you put it in her mouth like Crest toothpaste and get away with it here.
The whole damn seal, I'ma get lazy. I won't never sell my soul.
Let's go, dude.
And I really wanna Draco with me, Brain Carter. Lot of niggas out here playing, ain't ball.
Like the choppy flow, like the performance.
Bitch, don't wear no shoes in my house. The product I'm flying in, I don't wanna fly again. I take my chances. Yeah, when I had a job, South Street walking. Yeah, I had to coop in the lot.
Crazy bounce. It's a very hard track. That one made it onto my playlist. I think it's really wavy. I like his performance. I like how he plays around with his voice. You know, I think that, again, it's just got a great bounce to it. It's got a great vibe to it. Production's really nice. There's that little squeaky vocal sound that goes on that is a little bit annoying, just a little bit. But again, not a deal breaker. Still a great song. Next is Start With Me featuring Gunna.
Another nigga city. I got a brand new Draco with me. Them got 33 scatty punk bitch.
Should have been featuring Gunna and DaBaby. You hear that flute? You hear those bouncy 808s? That screams DaBaby, dude.
Nigga ain't heard of me, I got a bitch. Dripping my spice with Givenchy. I ride my strap and I'm buying out Barney's, yeah. I'ma hang with the gangbangers, he want me hang with the feds and the rats and the mice. I'm a light, I'm a fly, private like a kite.
This bounce is crazy, bro.
Niggas pull up with Glock AKs and tests, running up your whole block like a phone call press. No, you don't want to start with me. Brother made a name, now I get paid for a stage, I keep it go talk with me. Executive babe, black to dress, man, listen up, you love 20.
Fire, bro. God. Man, that bounce is ridiculous. What can I say? I just needed a DaBaby feature on there. You know, this is 2 minutes and 40 seconds long. You could have made this like 3 minutes and 15, 3 minutes and 30, and added a DaBaby feature. That would have made this just super seasoned. You know what I mean? But it doesn't need the DaBaby feature to be great. This is a great song. They both did their thing, and the production is absolutely ridiculous. Track 4 is Perfect Time.
Peanut butter seeds came perfect time. Rich, but I'm still ducking one time. Late night, I've been cruising down the interstate. Late night, I've been thinking of my brother and me on the same day. We just trying to.
Yo, how does he manage to sound like Future and Young Thug?
By the AB show the face. Feel like I'm a soda today. Feel like I'm a woe today. Think about we ain't gon' dine in. Shawty done fell in love with all my diamonds. But everybody don't give no oppo. I just gave my dog.
Yo, I'm really confused as to whether this is really him or whether there's a Young Thug feature on this that's just not listed and not in the track, in the actual name of the song, because this is really crazy. Like this sounds like it's Young Thug. Like if it's Roddy Ricch that's doing it, there's literally no way he can say that he's not biting Young Thug's style, you know? Yeah, man, that's crazy. That's really crazy. It sounds like he was biting Future and Young Thug on there. It's a great track. It's got a cool little R&B kind of vibe, R&B trap vibe, you know, but it's not my favorite. I think it's just okay. You know, it's not bad. It's short. You don't have to skip it. It's easy to sit through. But I'm really impressed with how well he imitates Young Thug. Next track is Moonwalkin' featuring Lil Durk.
Say she wanna fuck another bitch, I made it hate. Felt like Michael Jackson, man, she fuck with 50. She like to ride on up the dick. I got that Ben Roethlisberger still up, don't change like a caterpillar. I got tennis like Serene. Say she wanna fuck another bitch, I made it happy. Felt like Michael Jackson, move. Call her fuck up on my tippy toes. She Chanel, I put in the bed, she come right out of that can.
Yeah, that's another like R&B kind of trap track. Extremely explicit. Some very kinky stuff in there, honestly. I'm not sure that one's really for me all that much. It feels a little formulaic. You know, it feels a little generic. Again, it is not bad. It's okay. You know, I like songs that have a little flavor to them. You know, I don't want them to sound like they just followed a formula. Next track is Big Stepper.
Big Stepper like Big Meat. I was taught to go and get it, cared about them other little niggas. I ain't never had no feeling. What I got playing next? Gotta put the stars in the ceiling. Slide, ayy, only talk bags on the Motorola. Ayy, put the Hellcat like I ain't never had no feeling. What I got playing next? Gotta put the stars in the ceiling. They contaminated. Thank God for all of these blue faces, I barely even made it. Made for these. Nigga, I've been ballin' every season like Kobe with A. All these niggas gon' hate.
Yeah, I think it's dope. There's not much variety in the production. You know, they don't switch it up too much. It feels like it's just the same loop over and over again for 3 minutes. And that kind of gets a little bit repetitive. It kind of leads us to zone out a little bit and forget that we're actually listening to a song. And if that's what you're looking for in a track, then fine. You know, that's great. But for a listen where you're looking to critique it and when you're looking to analyze it and try to give your thoughts on the details of it, it gets repetitive. You could remove the drums every now and then, take the bass a little away for a bit with just the drums, or to get rid of the hi-hats for a few bars, or muffle the loop out a little bit, you know, the actual guitar loop. Just switch things up a little bit, add some effects to keep things interesting for 3 minutes. Because if you're just looping the same few bars for 3 minutes, it's going to get repetitive and kind of boring. I think that his performance is great. You know, he's doing his thing on these songs, but just a little bit of seasoning to these tracks and they would just be on a whole nother level. You know what I mean? They're not bad songs. They're really good. They're just not great. You know, it's a little underwhelming when everybody hypes this up so much for you. I saw people saying that there were 0 skips on this. I saw people saying that this was going into their top 10. And so, I don't know. I shouldn't have let myself build up any expectations for it, but I did. And so, these last 3 or 4 tracks have been underwhelming. Track 7 is God's Eyes.
They lie, seen too much real steppers outside, they're squeezing my I talk still come. I was trying to make a way out like it was my first day out. Remember my first day out. Hurt your feelings, I'm sorry, I don't apologize. My penthouse got a bird view through God's eyes. Fucking, I ain't have a choice, I ain't even have no clothes. I put my wrist inside the freezer, watch a patty roll. I don't apologize. My the birds see through God's eyes. I got gang.
Yeah, it's really nice. His performance sounds a lot like Young Thug, YNW Melly, a lot of these guys, you know, Gunna sometimes, although Gunna's voice is a little warmer, it's a little deeper, but that same kind of approach to it. Lil Baby is definitely more similar to this. And so it doesn't stop this song from being good, but it does make it feel like it's not unique. You know, it does make it feel like it's not his. It kind of makes it seem like if you took any one of those guys and put them on this beat, the track would be just as good. And that's not kind of what I'm looking for from Roddy Ricch. I want him to make these tracks his. I want him to really stand out and shine on these songs. The melodies that he's singing are catchy. The production is good. Like I said on that last track, a few effects every now and then or variants in the beat to keep things interesting a little bit would be fine, but that's a short track, so he doesn't need it that much. What I'm really looking for is him to go back in, layer some vocals, do some harmonies, do some humming, do something to make it interesting and make it his own, you know? To step aside and to be set apart from the rest of the other guys that he kind of sounds like. Because right now, like I said, since it doesn't sound unique, it ends up sounding a little formulaic, a little generic, and a little forgettable, you know? Next track is PETA, featuring Meek Mill, or is it PETA?
I'm probably beefing with Peter. I got a pad on
PETA.
This body cheaper than Keeper. Nigga, I'm turning the savage up. Billy was worse than the fleet. Hey, I bet that cannon got reach. Honeycomb settings in the chain like a beehive. He said he wanna stay with a nigga, seen him in the streets, seen lasers out. He thought it was Christmas. Up the block and knock his braces out. We call him slip. I keep out 20 racks inside the lamb truck, a nigga sliding, dog. I just put 20 racks on his head. Royce to the chopper to the jet. Collie a week or two. Hey, all of that talking ain't adding up. I never play with that pussy. I keep some niggas with ratchet tuck. All of them killers don't push me. Nigga, you.
That was pretty dope. That was not bad. I like Meek Mill's participation on there. I think that his feature definitely fits the mood, the atmosphere of the track. I like the hook. I like the chorus. I love the flute and the production. That was pretty dope. Next track is Boom Boom Room. I almost said Boom Boom Boom. It's Boom Boom Room. Boom 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 Boom.
That's how cheap to the moon. Fast car make boom boom boom. And in the road, sliding in the lamp, sliding in the beam. But working on my confidence. Again, I thought that the win. My dog just caught another body, now he pop his hand, he had to hold it.
This is fire.
With it cause I'm chosen. I just pulled up on like a land play. I got the niggas scared. Bought a big paddock with a brand new wrist set.
Love the vocal chops. That's the seasoning I'm talking about.
And respect, I get a lot of it. I don't never mean that contradict.
That one's fire for sure. I think that one made it onto my playlist, bro. That one was bouncy, it was wavy, it was well seasoned, it got the vocal chops in there. Keep the beat interesting. It was nice and short. Really nice. Next track is Elise's Skit.
Mustard and Roddy Ricch. Because if I did, I cannot get that damn song out my head. On my nerves, making me listen to this inappropriate music.
That's actually pretty funny. So this is track 11. This is High Fashion featuring Mustard. Is it DJ Mustard?
Oh yeah, G-Wagon or the Rover. I put some ice on you cause you got a cold. If we hop in the Benz, is that okay? Is it okay if I call you my product, babe? If I got a feeling, I keep it inside my heart. And I keep a pedicure cause I don't do facade. Like go, yeah, G-Wagon or the Rover. I put some ice on you cause you call you my product, babe. I ain't no player, I just got a lot of pay. But let me tell you what, like she gon' hit the sidewalk. If she got a girlfriend with her, take her back to Milo. At 5 in the morning, wow, look like a limo. Time we kick it like Timbo. Shawty made that ass clap, she don't need no.
I don't know, man. That one's not for me. I think that one's kind of boring. Next track is Backseat featuring Ty Dolla $ign.
She wants a lean, she want the Gucci. I ride with some hundreds on me, I got the back for the jet, please.
This is it.
Run it back, run it back, run it back, run it back like a track meet. Big bottle of cars of Coco. I gotta drape you up. She got baby, just make it with us. I got diamonds gon' do. I ride with some hundreds on me, I got the Gucci. Pull up in a Jeep, I put it on for sippin' sake at the bowl, cause we can't go to Benny on a 2020. 7 times, we go round like some boxing shit. But I give you way more than 3 minutes. Gucci. I ride with some hundreds on me, I got the Gucci.
That's the fire, bro, I was looking for. That beat is saucy. That one's really dope. Loving the Ty Dolla $ign feature. I think it really fits with the whole vibe of the track too. For the most part, the features were pretty well chosen. Next track is Roll Dice.
I seen the beat come. cold light, but I'm so bright. How you trapping, make it happen, ain't got no. See bad bitches that'll fuck a lane. Keep all my brothers life eternity. My dog son got the padlock. Horsepower, bought an engine just to mash up.
I don't really like the beat to that one. I think it's kind of boring. Next track is Prayers to the Trap God.
You can hear the screams and sounds in the cut. I didn't jab the door. That's a picture Dior. We was at to face the music. I know they gon' bum rushes. We gotta keep on moving. I got lost, you just lose the win. Crawling on the floor, trying to get the dope. Flush fuck a million. Wanna ride my dick like a stallion. Like your dope could be potent, it just depends what you make it with. I was watching Family Guy when...
That's really sad. You know, he's talking about the lifestyle that he used to live when he was trapping, when he was selling drugs. Talked about his uncle who got shot. Talked about police raids. It's very sad music. That one's going to be relatable to some people. That one's definitely meant to kind of tug on your heartstrings a little bit. That one's not really the one to for you to kind of vibe to, for you to play at a club, or for you to play in the car. You know, that one's just kind of for you to listen and kind of experience him tell his story. So I can appreciate that one. That's one of the highlights of the project for sure. Next track is Tiptoe with A Big... I can never say his name first try. Next track is Tiptoe with A Boogie with the Hoodie.
Rose gon' roll it on a nigga, put the hood in me, talking tough, I turn the widow. Giuseppe got me on my tiptoe. Why you wifing up? Get a lot of fakes, spare the details, finished on the face. And I had to strap when I caught my case. Black nigga, that's where you stand, ass nigga. Sawed off, head tab, double tab, nigga. That's where
That one's pretty dope. It's pretty interesting. It's got a really cool bounce to the beat. It's actually in 4/4, but the hi-hats are in triplets, and they had a really cool bounce to the 808, very syncopated. And so, you know, it creates a really cool feeling to the beat when we listen to it. So it's pretty catchy. It's not bad. Last track is War Baby.
check your sources, baby. I'm a war baby, but I can't divorce the paper. Birds in the sky, they down for they born. I know the worst conditions make a chance, stay inside. How your niggas say they rock, but they don't slide. Cause we was hopping out in blah. The chopper sing like la-da-da-da. Surviving.
Really dope use of the choir. I think it's a really nice outro for the project. Again, talking about his life, talking about how he used to live before he got rich. And just how hard that was and some of the hardships that he had to endure coming up. I think it's a fitting outro for the project. Look, guys, my thoughts on this project are that, frankly, it's too long. It's 43 minutes long, but that's not the problem. The problem is the quantity of tracks. It's 16 songs long, but I think that he could have gotten everything that he needed to into this project with 10, because throughout the middle of the project, it got kind of boring, a little repetitive, a little unseasoned. And that's really what I would say about the majority of this project. It just lacks seasoning. It lacks variety. It lacks some effects in the beats. It lacks some really compelling performances. It lacks something to keep us interested throughout the entire project. You know what I mean? Some of these tracks are just so tough to get through. They're so boring. They're so repetitive, and the highlights really tend to be the features whenever they bring something new and interesting to the tracks. And so I did have a few takeaways. I did have some songs that I liked and that I added to my playlist, but for the most part, it was not as good as people really made it out to be. You know what I mean? It was a little underwhelming. I had 4 songs: The Box, Start With Me, Boom Boom Room, and Backseat that I actually added to my playlist that I really enjoyed. And felt like they were kind of different. People really made this out to be really, really good, that it was a top 10 project, and I kind of don't think so. I think that it, like I said, lacks seasoning. It feels a little bit generic, a little formulaic, some of the songs at least. And he seems to have so much potential. You know, I would just say that with the beat selection in the mixing, just to add some effects, you know, and switch the beat up a little bit every now and then, add some transitions, something like that, just to keep us interested, because it will get repetitive and kind of boring. Those are my thoughts on it. I know it's not what you guys are expecting, but I have to be honest with you guys. You know, that's kind of the point of making this channel, is to give my honest opinions on these projects. And this is a first listen. A lot of times when I have these negative first listens, projects grow on me. I know I was pretty harsh on The Life of Pierre 4, and that one kind of grew on me a little bit. I actually listened to some of those songs quite a bit now, so Who knows? Maybe that'll be the case with this one. But for right now, you know, I was pretty underwhelmed. And I really do feel like partially it's because of how hyped up it was for me. If I had listened to this the day that it dropped and hadn't listened to anyone else's opinion on it, I might have had a more pleasant experience. But having people hype it up so much and hearing what it actually was a little underwhelming. So, unfortunate though it may be, I will let you guys know if it grows on me with subsequent listens. So, thank you all so much for watching the video. Support the channel if you're enjoying the content that I'm producing. And I will see you all in another video very soon. Until then, guys, stay safe as always. Peace.